Alright, picture this. You walk into an interview, the handshake's done, your smile's on, and then boom. First question. So tell me about yourself. Sounds harmless, right? But guess what? That's a trap. Not because recruiters are out to get you, but because the wrong answer here can quietly take you out of the running. It doesn't have to stop there. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 classic trap questions I've asked as a recruiter myself. It's not to trick people, but to see how they think, how they handle pressure, and honestly, how prepared they really are. Stick with me, because once you know how to spot these traps, you'll turn every single one of them to your advantage. But before we dive in, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Fabrice and I am your career coach. I've spent nearly a decade as a corporate recruiter interviewing hundreds of candidates. Think of me like your inside connection to how recruiters really think. Let me tell you about a candidate I once interviewed. We'll call him David. On paper, David was perfect. Great experience, solid track record, glowing references. But during the interview, he stumbled on one of these trap questions, specifically the salary question. He gave an uncertain answer that put him way below the market value. I realized most candidates don't fail interviews because of lack of skill. They fail because they walk into these questions blind and leave money on the table. And that's why we are here, to take off the blindfold. Now, let's tackle the traps one by one. Trap number 1. So tell me about yourself. This one seems simple, but here's the truth. It's not an icebreaker. It's a 60-second test to see if you can summarize your value clearly. Recruiters ask it because they want to know your professional narrative, not your life story. Rambling through your past jobs quietly takes you out of the running. It shows a lack of focus. The strategic solution. Use the 3-part framework: present, past, future. Present, who you are now, framed by the job title you are applying for. Past, 1 or 2 quantified highlights that prove your value for this specific job. Future, why you are excited about this role and how it aligns with your career path. Mini exercise. Write out your answer in 3 parts: present, past, future. Think of it like a movie trailer. Just the highlights, not the whole film. Trap number 2. What's your biggest weakness? Classic, and yes, recruiters still ask it. The trap is obvious. If you say something too negative, you shoot yourself in the foot. If you give a fake answer like "I work too hard," you sound completely rehearsed and inauthentic. Recruiters are not looking for a fatal flaw. They are testing your self-awareness and your capacity for growth. The strategic solution: pick a genuine, low-risk weakness that doesn't destroy your ability to do the job. Then, dedicate 80% of your answer to the action you're taking to fix it. Example: public speaking used to make me nervous, so I joined Toastmasters. And now, I regularly present at team meetings. You've turned a weakness into a story of proactivity and growth. Mini exercise. Write down 1 professional weakness. Then, underneath it, write 1 specific measurable action you've taken to improve it. That second part is what turns your weakness into strength. Before we get to the tricky salary question, I want to make sure you have the basics down. Since we are talking about the first 60 seconds of the interview, you need my free Corporate Recruiters 5-step interview cheat sheet. It tells you exactly what recruiters are scanning for right when you walk in the door. It's free to download, and the link is in the pinned comment below. Trap number 3. Why should we hire you? This is the recruiter's way of asking, what makes you different? The trap? Most people repeat their resume or get generic. I'm a hard worker. But recruiters already know you are a hard worker. They've read your resume. They want you to connect the dots between your skills and their specific pain points, which you should know from reading the job description. The strategic solution. Think of it as your chance to sell your future impact. Do your research. Find the company's biggest challenge and say, I noticed you are focused on X. In my last role, I cut lunch time by 20%, and I would love to bring that same solution here. Mini exercise. Print the job description. Circle 3 requirements they repeat or emphasize. Then for each, write a story or result from your past that proves you can deliver. That's your high impact answer. Trap number 4. Why did you leave your last job? This one can feel like walking on eggshells. The trap is negativity. If you bash your old boss, your old team, or your company, you instantly raise huge red flags. Recruiters assume if you speak negatively about your last employer, you'll eventually speak negatively about us. But the true reason you're leaving is always about growth. Therefore, you must keep your answer positive, short, and future-looking. The strategic solution. Frame your departure around a positive, forward-looking goal. Example, I learned a tremendous amount in my last role, and I'm incredibly grateful for my team, but I'm looking for opportunities to grow in X specific area, which is why this role at company name caught my eye. Mini exercise. Write a one-sentence answer to this question that avoids words like hate, toxic, or bad. Then test it with a friend. Ask them if it sounds professional or confident. Trap number 5. What's your salary expectation? Now, this one is sneaky. If you answer too quickly with a number, you risk pricing yourself out, or more likely, leaving money on the table. But recruiters need this information to move you through the process. You need a strategy to preserve your leverage. The strategic solution. 2 paths. Number 1, non-negotiable minimum. If you know the exact research number you cannot go below due to personal commitment, it's okay to state it up front. This saves you time and shows confidence. Number 2, the deflection. If you have flexibility, don't lock yourself in. Instead, use this line. I'd love to learn more about the role and responsibilities before discussing numbers. Could you share the budgeted range for this position? Mini exercise. Write 2 answers. One where you give your non-negotiable bottom line, and one where you deflect politely to learn their range. Practice both. That way, you're ready for either scenario and you feel fully prepared. Trap number 6. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Here's the trick. Recruiters aren't testing your psychic abilities. They are testing commitment and alignment. If you say, I want your job, or I have no idea, that's not reassuring. But a thoughtful answer shows you are looking for a long-term partnership. Therefore, you must align your personal growth with the company's direction. The strategic solution? Focus on how your growth benefits the company. Example, in 5 years, I see myself growing into a leadership role where I can mentor others and drive strategy, ideally within this company as it expands its focus on mention a specific company project or product, for instance. Mini exercise, write down one skill you want to build in the next 5 years. Example, mastering data analysis. Then think, how could this company benefit from you having that skill? That's your powerful aligned answer. Trap number 7. Do you have any questions for us? This is always the final trap. Say no and you look unprepared. And disinterested, say what's the salary too soon? And you look only motivated by money. But this is your chance to flip the script and show curiosity. Therefore, the best candidates use this moment to interview the company and show strategic thinking. The strategic solution. Ask questions about culture, challenges, and growth. Examples? What does success look like in this role after 6 months? What is the biggest challenge the team is facing right now? How has the company culture evolved over the last year? Mini exercise? Write down 3 go-to questions you can ask at the end of any interview. Keep them in your back pocket so you're never caught off guard. All right, we just went through 7 traps. But here's the truth. Once you know the traps, you don't just survive interviews, you can actually shine in them. But preparation only gets you so far. Performance is what matters. Therefore, we need to perfect your delivery. Here's your secret weapon, your phone. The best candidate treat the interview like a performance. They don't just read the script in their head, they perform it. The filler words, the weak eye contact, the nervous fidgeting, these are the things that take you out of the running. The only way to fix them is to see them. Bonus tip, record yourself. I want you to record yourself on your phone. Play it back. You'll catch things like filler words, tone, or body language that you've never noticed otherwise. This is how top candidates practice and is the single biggest differentiator between good preparation and a killer performance. Here's the bottom line. If you want the complete 13-chapter blueprint for your entire job search, from these 7 trap questions to mastering your resume to getting 10,000 more in negotiations, I put together all my insider knowledge into one definitive guide, the Corporate Recruiter's Playbook. It's the full system you need to land your dream job. You can grab it now through the stand link in the description below. Interviews don't have to feel like traps. They can be opportunities to showcase the best version of you if you know how to prepare. Now, of course, these are just the questions, but the next step is perfecting the entire performance. But you still need to know how to present yourself confidently. Therefore, we are diving into the full game plan. Click on the video right here, How to Crush Any Interview, where I'll show you step by step how to walk into any interview with confidence and walk out with an offer. I'll see you there.